To try and combat this sort of fluctuation in fat percentage, I've done this. If I can get it down, even down to 4. That's 1 hour extra of a nap I could have. Get them a little dizzy, disorientated, not know where they are. And I think we just hit another milestone. G'day, welcome. Oh. Don't know where that came from, but g'day everybody, whoever's watching. I just thought I'd come to the front paddock here, because this paddock I'm about to spray off, if it wasn't so windy. It's really windy at the moment, and it has been for the last few days, so I haven't been able to spread fertilizer or spray, do anything really. It's been a bit of a pain. But I tell you what hasn't been a pain, that's calving. And that little cutie there was born today. Oh, no, yesterday. But I picked her up today. We are now down to a total of 16 cows to calve. We are I'd love to say home and hose, but we are that close. Moving away from you. It's not funny. Only 16 to calve. We've calved, I think, a little over 230 cows. I think a couple of weeks ago I posted a video where we were 3 weeks in. I'm not sure how many weeks we are in now. It must be 5 or 6. Anyway, at that stage we'd done 77% by the end of the video anyway. Once I'd figured out we'd had a lot more calves during that day. But so what I'm trying to say is these last 2-3 weeks has been really quite slow, because we had 180 up until that point. Now we've done 230. So the last 2 to 3 weeks has been about 50 calves. So it's been slow. We've had many days of 0 to 1 to 0, 1. Yeah. But I can't complain. I really cannot complain about that. Just to have such a heap early, well, just consistently for those first 3 weeks has really been quite good for us to get cows into the vat quicker, so we can send milk more promptly, try and clear cows quicker. Trouble is now we've got so few, like that's these few and a couple over there behind. There are 6 cows in the colostrum herd. It's just nuts. So that means that we do have to take quite a lot of milk out of the vat from the milkers, essentially. I think we're working on about, must be about 300 to 350 litres a day just out of the milkers alone, which it's yeah, you're not getting paid for it, but you sort of invest for your future cows. Anywho, what I want to have a chat today was about how I'm leading into things to try and save me time. I listened to a wicked dairy NZ podcast just the other day. They were talking about time efficiencies and how some farms are exactly the same size spend almost double the amount of time running the same size farm. And it's like, how can that be? They went through just different efficiencies and what people are doing, like different milking regimes, like once a day, twice a day, 10 and 7, 3 and 2, all those different sort of aspects of farming and how you can do it for a dairy. However, one common theme was that people spend 40 to 60%, so it's a pretty, I was going to say pretty close range, which it sort of is. 40 to 60% of their time is spent milking on a dairy farm. So if you're going to save time, that's probably a good thing to look at. It's now just a matter of me working out. What I'm trying to get to is to say, what should I do next? And I think what I should be doing next is the backing gates, or lack thereof. The backing gate would save us time in that I'm not having to, so when I bring cows in, I've always got to sort of push them around into that. If I had a backing gate, I would be able to just bring them in here, which is quite a lot easier, and then they'll just sort of filter out around the side there. If I had a backing gate, I could just literally get them to this point and then shut the gate, and the backing gate would just slowly walk them around and push them up. So that's one piece of the puzzle though. The other piece, like that would save a little bit of time, but the thing that would save the most is the fact that this area, it's 12 meters in radius, so 24 meters wide in total, end to end, in diameter, I guess. I've got to save time cleaning down this. I haven't put a stopwatch on it, but I reckon I know it would take me about 45 minutes to wash down this yard. Because at the moment, all I got to use is this hose, and well, there's another hose on the other side too, I guess, where we sort of meet in the middle. It's fine, but it's not great. It's not great in the fact that it takes so long. If we're gonna do that twice a day, 45 minutes, it's an hour and a half of just washing down the round yard. It's not including underneath the dairy here because that can't change. There's a list of options that we could really run through. The first option being a gate wash. So if we're gonna go to the expense, I guess, and the effort of building a backing gate that will follow around, will move with a wheeled electric motor around, we could put a wash system on that gate to wash it as it goes. I think I need to investigate them a little bit more, because I spoke to a mate just the other day about what he thought of his gate wash, and he was a little disappointed. He's of the opinion that maybe it wasn't set up not as well as it could be. And what I mean by that is that he seemed to think that the nozzles were either, there wasn't enough water going through to actually sort of make any sort of meaningful amount of change. Oh geez, it's windy. Going back under cover where it's a little bit less windy. So we've got the option of the gate wash. That's number one. And I like that one a lot, but I'm a little bit unsure about what the best way is for it to be set up. We'll look into that one. The next is what I think they call a yard blaster. Something that is positioned probably in 3 to 4 places. It's like a cannon that like blasts water and is fixed to the ground because it has so much pressure and volume of water that it needs to be fixed to the ground. Essentially, you just hold it and sort of wave it in the general area that you want to push everything. The trouble with those is that areas where they can't quite reach or they can't quite move things, again, another option. So that's 2. The third one that I can really think of is it's called a flood wash. And that would involve having a massive big tank. I'd imagine a tank set up over there next to that gateway. And you would have like a 20 to 40,000 litre tank. At the end of milking, I assume it would have a huge big opening that can essentially open, must be up to, like a half a metre wide, maybe even a metre. They're massive, and they just dump all this water in as short a possible time, flood everything across. It could be that one of the cheaper options, but it's probably considered the most inefficient. Like, it uses a lot of water. They're all food for thought, and that's currently some of my thinkings at the moment. I've got 3 options. I'm going to try and work out which one's the best way to go. Hopefully I don't take too long thinking about that. But in the meantime, we'll go get the cows. I've noticed they've started walking up to the gate. They already know what time it is. Last of the girls walking along. Continues to get colder. In the last video I showed this paddock looking really wet and miserable. Dad came through yesterday with the use of speed discs for the first time on his tractor. Because it was so wet and I had cattle on here when it was wet, that it sort of sealed the top up. So by him coming through, disking it, it just sort of breaks that top up so it's not like a flat plane of concrete. I think we're forecast to get a bit more rain tonight, maybe early next week. We might get another chance to go across it again, maybe in a different direction, get a little bit more depth with it. Not that I'm chasing a lot of depth, but just something. And maybe some tilth instead of just clods. Should be good, should be good. Work it again, drill it, roll it, walk away. And obviously this is where we've just taken the cows out. I think we're getting our residuals about right. Probably should go around with a plate meter if I wasn't just so lazy and actually see what the residues actually are. Must be about 35 to 40 day round at the moment. We haven't quite gone around every single paddock post winter, so post not having any cows on. More days until we're all the way around. That should take us to the end of September, which is what I was sort of hoping for. Then we'll probably be clawing it back to about 30, maybe even less than 30 day rounds. So that'll mean we'll be back in this paddock probably within 30 days, I reckon. Give it some fertilizer, give it some rain, and some sunshine and warmth, and whew, away we go. Here's the paddock that are coming in tonight. Tonight's little feed. This paddock here probably hasn't been grazed for 100 days, so that's why it looks the way it does. Pretty generous. Probably even a little too much, but as long as we get those residuals down, we should be fine. Now I'm sure I've ran through it before, and that is that we get paid on milk solids. So not by litres, but by milk solids. And milk solids are derived from fat and protein as a percentage in the milk. So the more protein and fat that we have in our milk, the more we get paid. Now one thing that has been pretty consistent, like we get results pretty much every single day. Well no, we not pretty much, we do. We get results every single day on our load of milk that's been sent down. Now protein has been pretty consistent. It's down around 3.5. Our fat, on the other hand, as a percentage, varies anywhere from about 3.8 to 4.6. Like it's a variation. And for a lot of, when I speak to people, they're like, oh look, it just does that. And then I've seen some other results from other people that they're pretty consistent. To try and combat this sort of fluctuation in fat percentage, I've done this. I've put a ring of hay right next to the entrance and exit of the dairy in order to find out whether I'm not feeding some of the cows a bit of fibre, or enough fibre during the day. Like I'm giving them a heap of grass, about 4 kilos of pellets, and we're going to try some hay. And the beauty is I'll get results. Well, yeah, I'll get results whether it's worked or not, or whether they've eaten enough or not. I'm not sure, but if I can see some sort of consistency in the fat result, it might be a good thing. It won't hurt to try. So this is the area that I mean, I've got to push them up, but if I had a backing gate, I would have to shut those gates there, and then away I can go away. Today is probably going to make a bit of a liar out of me, and they're all going to walk in really easily. But some mornings, like there's usually a group of about 30 or 40 cows that are just like, oh, do we have to walk up now? We've got to the concrete pad, is that enough? Well, Grug, no, it's not. Yeah, so realistically, backing gate for this purpose is only going to save me a few minutes a day. That's the wash down. Washing down. If I could get that down to like, if I could get it down even down to 15 minutes, that's half hour every milking. That's an hour a day. 1 hour. That's 1 hour extra of a nap I could have. Naps are pretty damn cool. Didn't used to rate them so much, but a little sneaky midday nap goes down pretty well. Have a look at this. Just talking about how I like to try and save time. Well, now I've got to open up all those gates because I've got to let all these through so she can turn herself around. Come on, girl. See how silly you were about that? Steady up, girls. In their defense, it wasn't all their fault. It was just that one cow that decided to turn. And you'll notice those cows are actually walking. They're walking back to the front. They want to be in a set position, like they'll be in the second row or they'll be in the fourth row. They'll be trying to work back to getting back up to the front. Good job, girls. I will see you in the morning. Bright and early, before the sun's up. Looking about 4,500 litres, which is a fair improvement from last year where I think we were sending about 3,600, something like that. Good morning, it's the following day, and boy did it rain last night. Had about 10 mils I think, and it came down pretty hard and made everything pretty wet again. Just finished milking this morning, and now just going to feed the calves that are outside, 40 odd, still giving them 4 litres of milk a day, and they're getting a bucket of pellets. A bucket of pellets is about 14 kilos, and they're finishing that in the day, so might have to start ramping that up. Bit of a saga getting in here a lot of the time. Half of them come out, half of them headbutt me. Let me through. I want to progress them slowly, but not really slowly, as promptly as I can, to go up to about 1 kilo of pellets a day. I have heard of other people with probably Frisian style animals that are a little bit bigger. They try and get them up around 2 kilos. I think if I can get grass, 1 kilo pellets, ad lib hay, much hay as they want. They get pretty handy amount of milk in them. They get the shakes, milkshakes. They get the milkshakes. Be a new thing. I'm sure someone's already termed that before, but I'm saying it here. Alright, here we go. Trying to get these calves off the trailer. How'd you all go? That's them done. Sort of give them 5-10, well, probably 10 minutes to realise there's nothing left. They'll generally not follow me too much. Follow me. I'll take them around to the pellets. It always gets me a bit nervous though when I do that. It's because they'll then run, charge at it and then tip it over. Get them a little dizzy, disorientated, not know where they are. It's the following day, a bit of a miserable day, and I think we've just hit another milestone. Last season, I think we peaked at about 22 litres and about 1.8 milk solids. That's as top as what we got. And that was, I think around the end of November or something like that. So whilst we're still calving at the moment, we're pulling milk out, we're doing all those sorts of things, there is some other milk that goes, yeah, elsewhere. So what I'm trying to work out, 4645 divided by 228. Yep, we've done it. We've done it, we've done it, we've done it. That means we've done 20.4 litres per cow for the day, yesterday. So that was the milk pickup was 4,654 litres. And we're pulling 300 litres of milk out. So there's potential that they're doing like 21.5 litres. Like I said last year, I'm pretty sure there was only once or twice that we actually peaked and got over 20 litres. So we're miles ahead already. We've got more milk to come in. We've got more cows to come in. Yeah, good, great result. I'm really happy with that. Okay, here's me about to put the cows, well, lock the cows away. Just thought that I would give some reasons to why I think we're already doing 20 litres and why I think I should be trying to get to 23, 24, 25 even as a bit of a goal for this season. I don't think we can get there, but it's nice to sort of have these sort of out toward goals. So the reasons, we don't have as many heifers this time round. We had about 170 heifers last year. We had 69 this year, so there's a lot less heifers. Heifers do not produce as much milk. Fact. It's a better season. So this season has been, yes, we're only like a month and a half in, and it's been significantly better. Like there's more grass growth. It's warmer, I think, than last year. There's no cyclonic storms coming through, knocking out people's power for days on end. And what's another reason? I think and holistically, I think I'm just managing it better. Yeah, like just giving cows more grass when they need it. We're probably feeding we're also feeding more pellets, I think, at the start of the year, whereas last year it was all over the place because I didn't have a feeder system that worked. This year round, like I've already mentioned, we're feeding 4 kilos a day, trying to get them to recover quicker from the stress of calving. Yeah, I think we're setting up a good foundation for a good season. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. So well done, girls. Well done on a great start. Let's just want to psych your girls up for a good season ahead. 20 litres already, good stuff. I think my next goal should be to crack 5,000 litres in a day. We're getting close, 4.6, so it's another 300 litres for the day. Let's try and get that ticked off as the next goal. 5,000 litres in one day. Definitely never done that before. Let's hope we can do it. That will do for today's video, guys. Thanks again for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. See ya.